I like boxing. Boxing's been good to me.
Well, I think that I became a dedicated fighter, and because I had single-mindedness, the purpose of winning the title, I just overcame a lot of handicaps. A lot of people thought I had too short a reach to be a heavyweight champion. A lot of people thought I wasn't big enough to be a heavyweight champion. I have the big legs and was not too fast in the ring. The one thing I really had was strength. Body punching became a very important phrase of my fighting. I hurt many opponent and was able to bring their guard down so that eventually I could punch them to the chin and take them out. I think that because I trained as hard as I did, I became strong and rugged and was not afraid to take a punch, and realized I had to get in close to do most damage, and so I was prepared for it. I was geared for it. And when I got into a fight, I took punishment the first couple of 3 rounds, usually losing the early rounds, but was able to bore in and do damage with my short arm punching. That is where the arms are very close together and able to put a lot of power into 6 and 8 inch punching. I wasn't a boxer, so I had to stay away from the middle of the ring, which I did in all of my fights. Most of my knockouts, I would say about 95% of my knockouts came when I had my opponent against the ropes. Only a couple where the opponent was in the middle of the ring. My big advantage was to bull him, slug with him, and then find an opening. Well, hitting down, too, has its disadvantages. I know I fought men who were much bigger than myself, and as they were punching downward, it did not have the same effect as if they were punching straight ahead or even punching up. Now, I have knocked out a lot of guys because I was able to punch going upwards. It just seems to have a lot more force to it. Whereas when you punch down, some of the force is taken away, and somehow you don't get a clean shot. You're able to ride with a punch or block most of them or smother them. And I've never been knocked. I've been knocked down twice, but both punches came from men smaller than myself. I have never been knocked down, or don't ever remember of being hurt with a punch that came from high to low. Of course, the first good punch landed always does have an effect. I think this is a very important part of fighting. In fact, I based my whole ring strategy on that particular thing. I try to land the first good punch because sometimes it would make the opponent cautious, or it could hurt him and make openings. It could change his complete style. It could get him so confused that he would try other things. I just can only say that I enjoyed it. I liked it. I never really knew fear. I never was really hurt. And I just think that in my prime, I could have fought with anybody alive. You feel this deep down inside, but of course every champion is of a different nature. I would never ever make that statement, nor did I ever show that I was the best man in the house or in the stadium or in the auditorium. It was just a quiet, confident feeling of being able to talk to just anybody and knowing that they respected you for what you were able to do. And it's a great feeling of confidence. A feeling that you have done your job well and that you are the best of the fighters in the world. It's not only a United States deal, it's an international feeling that you can beat anybody in the world that has tried to take up the profession. And it's a great feeling to know that in a rough business you are the best, and because of it people accept you and people look up to you. In fact, there are all kinds of walks of life that respect a man that can take care of himself and win the title and do it right.